Hi y'all, it's Sherry. Today I'm going to make this little headband using, and I wanted to say welcome. Thank you for watching me today. I'm going to be using Super Saver Ombre, and it's called Jazzy, and it's a level 4. This is Super Saver Metallic White. It's a level 4. And also you're going to need a 5.5 hook and some scissors. Okay, we're going to start out making a slip knot, and we are going to chain 15 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now we're chaining. We're going to use odd numbers with a chain 1, 15, and then we're going to single crochet into the second chain from the hook. We are going to do a double crochet into the next. We're going to do a single into the next, then a double, single, double, single, double, single, double, single, double, single, and on the very last stitch we should have a double, but you're just going to pull through the first 2 stitches and don't complete the double. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and grab your second color, and you're going to pull this through like so. And then go ahead, lay this down and tie this. And we'll hide that here in a little bit. Now go ahead and chain 1 with your second color, and you're going to turn your work, and you're going to grab the first color that you use and hide it behind here, and you're going to start with your new color, and you're going to single crochet, and then you're going to do the same thing again. You're going to do a double, single, double, single, and you're going to keep doing this all the way to the end, just doing the same pattern with the double and the single, and just keep on hiding that color, that this behind here as you go. Okay, so you can keep carrying it along, and it'll make the work look really nice. And anyway, you're just going to keep doing this, and when you get to the end, you're going to know that you're correct, because here's a single, and on the very last one we'll have a double, and on the last stitch will be a double, and then you're going to pull through this first 2 loops, and then you're going to grab a color, the A, and this is the B. You're going to grab color A back in, and then you're going to chain 1 and turn your work, and now you're going to carry the B color, and you're going to repeat this doing the same thing. You're going to single crochet, then you're going to double crochet, and the same thing again, and just keep working down the row. And I'm going to finish this row right quick so I can show you what it looks like. And it's such a pretty, this is so pretty, I think. And then, since I'm using the ombre yarn um, and the sparkle, well, the ombre is going to make it, you know, the colors will change as it goes. And then the sparkle just adds a little sparkle. So, I think it's so pretty. And, you know, you could even use pink and gray. You could use black and pink. There's so many options. Okay, go through the first two and carry the big color. And this is what we have. It's starting to look really pretty. And just keep on, we're going to keep going up this way. Just keep on going until we get the length that we want that'll fit our head. Okay? So just keep going and I will meet you back. I think as you're working, it seems a lot easier because you can see the pattern a lot better. And I think that it just makes it easier when you can see it. And it's just so pretty. And see how it's going so nicely. See how the pattern looks. It's just looking so pretty. But anyway, as you're working, you'll see that it'll start, and then you'll see the different ombre colors if you use ombre. You know, in this pattern I'm doing that, but some people might just want plain white and pink, or white and black, white and blue, or blue and red, or black and red. So anyway, just to let you know, but I think it's so much easier as you're working. You can see the pattern, I think, a lot better. And also, don't forget to carry your color, your yarn behind, so you can carry it along. So that way you can hide you can hide this later into the stitch. You can hide this down here like this. But anyway, just keep on working and it'll start coming along so beautifully. This headband piece is measuring 22 inches right here. So I'm allowing a little bit more for my head because I want to do something in the front. So I just wanted to tell you, if you've got a small head, you might only need to do 19 inches. But anyway, I just wanted to show you this because for what I'm going to do, I need to allow a little extra. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do, once you determine what size you want, then you decide on which side that you like the best, which both of these look the same. They look kind of the same to me. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my yarn here and I am going to clip my yarn. I need to get my scissors, and what I'm going to do is I am going to clip my yarn here and leave enough tail. I'm going to use the pink, so I'm going to leave it kind of long because I'm going to sew with this. And then I'm going to take my white. It just depends. I'm going to hide this white, make it shorter. So I'm going to stick my needle through like this. And I am going to put the sides together. And I noticed where I had missed this right here. I don't know, that was when I started. I don't know how that happened. But if that happens to you, I'm just going to stitch this together. So what I'm going to do is pull this pink through like this. I'm going to pull this through, take my stitch marker out. I know I'm probably confusing y'all. Let me take this marker out. And So what I'm doing is I'm just going to close this up like this, like that. Okay, so now, like I said, if you do what I did, I don't know, I never do this, but somehow I missed that stitch. So I'm just going to sew it in. So I've just left a long tail, and I am going to sew this up like this. And you can hide your tails later, but I'm just going to go through like this. And I'm going to make sure I grab this piece that I missed for some reason, which I don't know how in the world I did that. But anyway, I guess I could just go ahead and stitch that up right there and grab that piece. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to weave in and out like this, like a running stitch. And like I said, you got to kind of just make sure that it matches your, um, the size of your head, because you don't want it too big, but you don't want it so tight that it stretches this out and it distorts the pattern, is what I think. So I'm going to stitch this up like a running, kind of like a running stitch where you're weaving in and out, because what I want to do is I've got something planned for this piece. I could have done the little design like everybody else where it looks like a little, where you fold it in half and do this deal, and then it turns out real pretty, kind of like, but anyway, this is what I'm doing with this piece. So I'm going to pull this tight, and then I'm going to just reinforce this, and then that way, and then also I'm going to tie this right here, just tie that in a little knot, and I'll hide these stitches. But anyway, so when you flip it, it's going to look like this, okay? It's going to look like this. And then what I'm going to do is I found this piece. I bought this like at a yard sale, and I got like a little container of a bunch of these, but I had different sizes, but I kind of want to add this to the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure, I mean, like I said, you can reinforce this. You could go back through like this and just go right back through again and make sure it's really taut. And this is the first time I've made this piece, so I'm kind of just doing it as I go kind of thing. But anyway, so we got it kind of like this, and I'll weave this in, but like I said, it's going to look like this. So now what I need to do, and this was my ombre yarn, so of course it gives it like a different effect, because it's going to be darker pink and lighter pinks and so on. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this aside for right now, and I'm going to grab my hot pink color, because I kind of like this color for what I want to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a chain. And like I said, I've never made this, so, I'm kind of doing this as I go kind of thing, because I like to design things as I go. But what I'm going to do is I want to chain 1, 2, 3, 4. And I want to have this about the width of this. So I think that'll be good. And chain 1 more, because we are going to single crochet across. And this is what I'm going to do, is I want to make a little band, so I can run this little buckle through. So anyway, so it's going to be like this, about the same. If you have something like this, or any little thing would be cute, or you could just do this like by itself, and I'll show you what I mean. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to chain 1, and then I'm just going to keep on. I'm probably going to go right back through and single crochet again into every stitch. Okay, but what I was going to say is you could do this. If you don't have what I have, you could just make this little band thing, and do the same thing. But the difference is, hang on, I want to get this right through the two. But you could do the same thing, what I'm doing, but instead of using the little buckle thing, you could just do the same thing, but then take a little pin, like a little pin, and pin it on. But I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep on single crocheting back and forth, and I'm going to do this until I get, I don't know, I think maybe we'll see about 2 inches or 3 inches um, long. So I don't know yet, because like I said, I'm doing this as I go, but I have in mind what I want to do, because when I got this, when I bought these at the yard sale, I was like, what could I use this for? But then I just had the bright idea just now to use it, and use it on this, and I know what I want to do. So anyway, so keep on going, and I'm just going to keep on making this little band, and I'm going to single crochet in every stitch, which will be 4. And when you get to the end, you chain 1, turn your work, and just keep on going across again, and just keep doing this. Chain 1, turn your work, go back in, and just keep doing this, because I want it to fit the way I want it to on the front. And I have in mind what I'm going to do, because I want this to be run, I want to run this through like this, like that. So anyway, just make it long enough so you can fold this around the front of your band, your headband or earmuffs. So anyway, and then like I said, I'm designing this. I wanted this to match my coat, and I bought a pink coat that is this exact color, and I thought it would be so perfect to make a little headband to match. It doesn't get real cold here in New Mexico, but it does at times, but not like back home in North Carolina. In North Carolina, it gets a lot colder, but here it gets cold too. But we have more hot days, so I really hardly ever wear my coat, my heavy coat, and that's why I'm always making sweaters, because I can wear the sweaters and they keep me pretty warm on a cold day here, versus back home I would need a heavy coat in North Carolina. So anyway, so I'm keep on working, and so what I'm going to do, I want to see if this is just the right amount. This might be, and I don't have my ruler with me to measure, but I guess being a hairdresser, I'm measuring this is 1, 2, probably about 3 inches. So what I want to do, I want it to go around kind of like that. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do another row. Let's see. We'll see how this goes. But I think it'll be pretty. And like I said, I was wondering what I could use these little buckles for. I think I'm going to do one more row. I know I'm just doing this on a whim, but that's the kind of person I am. Okay, so let's see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pin this or mark it to hold that in. And then this is what I want to do. I want to take my buckle and, like I said, run it through. like this. It kind of looks like that. And then right here where I've gathered this, I'm going to pull this around, and that's what I want to do. So once you find that this works out, go ahead, and this is from inside here. So I think that's going to work. So what I'm going to do, since I still have this here, I'm just going to go ahead and close this off. So I'm just going to run this through a few times like this. And reinforce that. And then I'm going to clip this. And then I'm going to take this piece, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and tie this too. That way it'll just be hidden behind here. And nobody's going to see this. And then go ahead and clip this. And here's that other piece. And if it bothers you, go ahead and just grab this piece and just hide it. And what I do is I'll just take this and I'll just run this through. Just kind of hide that. Okay, go ahead and clip this too. Now, go ahead and grab this piece. And we have our stitch marker in there. So I'm going to take it and do like this, fold it around. And I'm going to cut this by leaving a tail. I know this is hard to see. So here's my marker. So I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to run this through. And I'm going to fold this around. And then I am going to go ahead and go right through here to lock that. Take your stitch marker out. And then I'm just going to stitch this up right here like so. I'm going to grab it and do a little whip stitch like this. And that's all you need to do. And then, so now I'm going to pull this back around, and I want to look at it and make sure it looks pretty. And it kind of looks like that. So, kind of looks like that. So, and like I said, now what you could do, if you're pleased with where you have it and it's centered here, you could go ahead and pull this tight and stitch this and attach it so this will not move. So you could go ahead and sew this on the back side and just kind of attach it to hold it in place, because as you're putting this on and off, it'll pull on it. So kind of stabilize it on the back side and just stitch it up right here. Okay, and then you could come across to the other side, kind of come through like that and stitch this side to hold it in place, and just do like a little running stitch, kind of pick up a little piece here and there. And I know this is hard to see, but anyway, just kind of do it like this. And then when you're done, just pull that out. Oh, and you know what? Just go ahead and reinforce this. I always feel better if I reinforce things, because I feel like it's going to hold up better. Like this. And then I'm going to clip this. And then when I turn this around, there we go. And it looks like that. And I'll go put this on and show y'all. But what I was going to say too, you could, like I said, make this little band. And if you have like a beautiful little diamond, you know, little, um, I'm trying to think, little crystal pin or little diamond looking rhinestone pin, pin it on. But anyway, that's what it looks like. And it's going to match my coat perfectly. But anyway, I thank y'all so much for watching. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And I'm going to show you at the end, right after this, what it looks like with my coat. Hi y'all, we got snow today in New Mexico. Yay!